Hey guys, hello and welcome to the channel. So today in this video we are going to practice some of the question based on AWS Cloud Practitioner CLF c01. Okay, so we are going to solve some of the questions today in this video. So there are a number of questions which might be helpful for you too as well. Even I have given the sample test and found that the questions are really very much helpful and useful as well. So let's start with this test and yes, please watch the video till end so that you might also gain some informational ideas from here. So we are going to discuss both the correct answer and why the other options are incorrect. Okay, so here we go with the first question, that is, which of the following helps a customer view the Amazon EC2 billing activity for the past month? Okay, so Amazon EC2 billing activity you can see with the help of AWS cost and usage reports, and over here the other options are AWS pricing calculator, AWS system manager, AWS budget. So why these options are wrong? So if you see AWS pricing calculator, it is incorrect because it is a web service that you can use to estimate the cost of your AWS monthly bill based on your expected usage. It is just like you can estimate the cost, but in the question it has been asked that helps a customer to view the Amazon EC2 billing activity for the past month. So to see that, you need to use this AWS cost and usage report. Similarly, other options are here. AWS System Manager, this is incorrect because it provides a unified user interface so you can view operational data from multiple AWS services and allows you to automate operational tasks across your AWS resources. AWS budget, what is AWS budget? So it gives you the ability to set customer budgets that alert you when your cost or usage exceed. Okay, so when your cost or usage gets exceeded, at that time AWS budget will alert you. So this is also not the relevant option. Next question is, with what is the AWS service that enables AWS architects to manage infrastructure as code? Okay, so which AWS service is that that actually enables AWS Architect, which helps to manage infrastructure as a code? So over here, the correct answer is AWS Cloud Formation. So why the reason AWS Cloud Formation is correct is that because it allows you to use programming languages or a simple text file to model and provision in an automated and secure manner all the resources needed for your applications across regions and accounts. You create a template that describes all the AWS resources that you want, like Amazon EC2 instances or Amazon RDS DB instances. So CloudFormation takes care of provisioning and configuring those resources for you. And now why the other options are incorrect? If we see about the Amazon SES, so it refers to simple email service. Amazon config, then it enables to assess, audit and evaluate the configuration of your AWS resources. Amazon EMR, so EMR is used to run and scale Apache, Spark, Hadoop, Presto and other big data frameworks. Okay, so what does the principle of least privilege refer to? Okay, so over here the correct answer is you should grant your users only the permission they need when they need them and nothing more. So it's like question is asking you principle of least privilege. So least privilege in the sense no more access should be provided to the user, or no like there are multiple many things a user can access. So with the help of that, like basically principle of least privilege will determine that you can only get those privileges which you are supposed to use, or the role is or whatever the role is yours, right? So if the other services are also available, so that should not be provided with the same privilege, right? So you should grant your user only the permissions they need and nothing more. So that is the correct option. All the other options, if you see, all IAM users should have at least the necessary permissions to access the core AWS services. So this doesn't suit the question only, right? IAM users should not be granted any permissions to keep your account safe and other options. So let's see over here the explanation what it is given. So it is given like the principle of least privilege is one of the most important security practices, and it means granting user the required permissions to perform the task entrusted to them and nothing more. The security administrator determines what task users need to perform and then attaches the policies that allows them to perform only those tasks. All right. So now next question, how can you view the distribution of AWS spending in one of your AWS accounts? So you want to view the distribution. So which services you can use or to check basically the spending in one of your AWS account. So you will be using AWS Cost Explorer. Why not the others? Because other options are by contacting the AWS finance team. This is incorrect because AWS finance team provides data driven analysis, strategic decision support, financial planning, and controllership to teams that plans and build data centers, designs, and source servers. So that is not relevant to question. By contacting the AWS support team, this is again the incorrect option. It will direct you to use AWS Cost Explorer only. So over here, the correct answer is the Cost Explorer. So it will just redirect you over there. Uh, Okay, so by using Amazon VPC console, so this is again wrong because you can use the Amazon VPC console to launch AWS resources. Okay, such as Amazon EC2 instances. You can use it to specify an IP address range for the VPC. So we are discussing both the correct and wrong answers. Even if you know the correct answer, so in that case you can skip the video ahead as well. Okay, so this is for the one those who do not have experience at all and are like a new learner. So for them the explanation will be good. Okay, so that's why I have selected this way. So this will help you to know the right answer as well and why the other options are wrong. AWS allows users to manage their resources using a web-based user interface. What is the name of this interface? Basically, you just want to identify what is the name of the user interface. So that is nothing but the AWS Management Console. So CLI is basically a command line interface. This is again a software development kit, and this is an application programming interface. So you need to know users to manage their resources. So there should be one interface for that, right? So none of them is the interface to correct. So the correct option is AWS Management Console. Okay. All right. You can read this by pausing the video. Till the time we can move to the next question. A company is deploying a new two-tier web application in AWS. Where should the most frequently accessed data be stored so that the application's response time is optimal? So over here in the question, it is asking companies deploying a new two-tier web app in AWS and where should the most frequently accessed data to be stored. So over here, Elastic Cache can be the good option over here. You can see oops work, you can see the AWS storage gateway, you can see EBS volume. So in this specifically four options, you might get confused into this two, Elastic Cache and EBS volume. The reason Elastic Cache is the correct option is that it is a web service that makes it easy to deploy, operate, and scale an in-memory data stored to cache in the cloud. Okay, so the service improves the performance of web applications by allowing you to retrieve information from fast managed in-memory data stores instead of relying entirely on slower disk-based database. Other options that are incorrect due to storage gateway. So storage gateway is not a caching service first of all. So it straightforwardly gets eliminated from here. So it is a hybrid storage service that enables your on-prem application to seamlessly use AWS cloud storage. EBS volume. So what is EBS volume? EBS volume is a durable block level storage device that you can attach to single EC2 instance. You can use EBS volumes as instance or storage for a database application. You can also use them for throughput intensive applications that perform continuous disk scans. AWS OpsWorks is incorrect again. So AWS OpsWorks is a configuration management service that provides managed instance of Chef and Puppet. Chef and Puppet are automation platform that allow to use. Remember this for automation platform, Chef and Puppet. You need to recall directly AWS OpsWorks. Okay, so whenever you see this thing in question, you might also get the question from this. So you might like if the chances are there, if you see such questions, then straightforwardly select the AWS OpsWorks. Okay, all right. So automate the configuration of your servers. OpsWorks lets you use Chef and Puppet to automate how servers are configured. Okay. Next question. A company has developed an e-commerce web application in AWS. What should they do to ensure that the application has the highest level of availability? So this is the straightforward question. For the highest level of availability, one is the availability zone, right? So you can see in the option, so first one option is directly eliminated because deploy the application across multiple VPCs is not the correct options. Okay, so you can eliminate this. Now coming to the second, third and fourth, so you will get the availability zone in all the options. But what else? But what else will provide the application with the highest level of availability, right? So in that case, multiple regions and availability zones will be the correct answer. Okay, so edge locations and subnets will not give you the highest level of availability. So the reason explanation is given. The AWS global infrastructure is built around regions and availability zones. Each AWS region is a separate geographic area. Each AWS region has multiple isolated locations known as availability zone. Okay. So availability zone in a region are connected with low latency, high throughput and highly redundant networking. So remember that inside region only your availability zones are there. Okay. So more than two or more availability zones are there for your high availability. Okay. So region is your superset. Availability is a kind of a subset. This is just to remember easily, right? So this availability zones offer AWS customers an easier and more effective way to design and operate applications and databases, making them more highly available, fault tolerant, and scalable than traditional single data center infrastructure or multi data center infrastructure. Other options are incorrect. Deploy the application across multiple availability zones and subnets. So a subnet is a range of IP addresses in your VPC. Edge location is also the incorrect because edge locations are not used to host application, right? So edge locations are used by CloudFront to cache and distribute content to your global customers with low latency. Deploy the application across multiple VPCs and subnets. This is totally incorrect because VPCs refers to the virtual private cloud, which is a virtual network that you define. Deploying the application across multiple VPCs within the same region will not help your global customers. Okay. So the next is, which of the following does not belong to AWS cloud computing models? So all of us know that infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service are the different types of cloud computing models. But networking as a service is not one amongst them. Okay, so that is why you can mark this as the incorrect option. Okay. So hundreds of thousands of DDoS attacks are recorded every month worldwide. What service does AWS provide to help protect AWS customers from these attacks? So basically you need to identify what services are available, AWS services, which can prevent from this attacks, right? So one is AWS WAF and other one is AWS Shield. So AWS provides flexibility, infrastructure, and services that help customers implement strong DDoS mitigations and create highly available application architecture that follows AWS best practices for DDoS resiliency. Okay, this includes services such as Amazon Root, okay, Amazon CloudFront, Elastic Load Balancing, and AWS WAF to control and absorb traffic and deflect unwanted request. Deflect unwanted request, it means to directly eliminate that request. Okay, the other options are Amazon Cognito, which is incorrect again because Amazon Cognito allows you to add user sign up, sign in, and access control to your web and mobile apps quickly and easily. AWS KMS is incorrect because KMS provides a highly available key storage, management, and auditing solution for you to encrypt data within your own applications and control the encryption of stored data across AWS services. Config is incorrect because it is service that enables you to monitor, assess, and audit all changes made to your AWS resources. Next question. Okay, so the identification process of an online financial services company requires that new users must complete an online interview with their security team. The completed recorded interviews are only required in the event of legal issue or a regulatory compliance breach. What is the most cost effective service to store the recorded videos? So over now you need to know which is the most cost effective service to store the recorded video. So the correct option over here is Amazon S3 Glacier Deep Archive. Okay, so why this is the correct option and why others are wrong? So S3 Glacier Deep Archive is an extremely low cost storage service that provides secure, durable and flexible storage for long-term data backup and archival. With Amazon S3 Glacier Deep Archive, customer can reliably store their data for as little as $1 per terabyte per month. It seems to be very cheap because it is giving you $1 per terabyte. Okay, a significant savings compared to on-prem solutions. Amazon Glacier enables customers to offload the administrative burdens of operating and scaling storage to AWS. Other options are incorrect. You can see S3 intelligent tiering. It is incorrect because tiering S3 intelligent tiering is still for data with unknown or changing access patterns. Okay, so it's for the unknown and changing access patterns. S3 intelligent tiering is first cloud object storage class that delivers automatic cost savings by moving data between two access tiers, that is frequent access and infrequent access. Okay. AWS Marketplace, again, it is incorrect because see, what is the question only? It is saying you, asking you for the, what is the most cost effective service to store. Marketplace is nothing related to storing your data, right? So just ignore this one. Now EBS. So what is EBS? Again, it is a block level storage that provides storage volumes for use with Amazon EC2 and RDS. So Amazon EBS is not a cost effective choice here. Okay, what should you use in order to keep the data on EBS volume safe? Okay, so you just need to ensure that EBS data is encrypted at rest, and create EBS snapshots. Other options are incorrect. Regularly update firmware on EBS device, so that will be taken care by the AWS only, not by the customer. Store a backup daily in an external drive. So there, if you are using the external drive, then there is no use of cloud itself. Okay, prevent any unauthorized access to AWS data centers. So this is also again not related to any authorization or like that. We just need to keep the EBS volume safe. So over here, create EBS snapshots and data, ensure that EBS data is encrypted at rest. Okay, so here is the explanation. So you can pause and read the explanation till the time I'll explain the why other options are incorrect. So prevent any unauthorized access to AWS data center is incorrect. It is the responsibility of AWS, as I told. Store a backup daily in the external drive. To make a backup of your EBS volume, you should use the snapshot feature. Okay, snapshot can provide a copy to write consistency, reflect the exact image of the volume at the point in time of the snapshot. Regularly update firmware. So it is the responsibility of AWS to regularly update firmware on hardware devices. Next question. In the AWS shared responsibility model, which of the following are the responsibility of the customer? So which are the responsibility of the customer over here? Configuring network access rules is one of the responsibility. Setting password complexity rule is the another responsibility. Now, patching the network infrastructure, disk disposal, controlling physical access to compute resources are not the responsibility of a customer. So, disk disposal, when a storage device has reached the end of its useful life, AWS procedure included decommissioning process that is designed to prevent customer data from being exposed to unauthorized individual. So, all decommissioned magnetic storage are degaussed and physically destroyed in accordance with industry standard practices. Controlling physical access to compute resources is incorrect. AWS is responsible for that. Okay, patching the network infrastructure is incorrect because patching the underlying infrastructure is the responsibility of AWS. The customer is responsible for patching the operating system of their EC2 instance. Remember this, they are responsible to patch the operating system of their EC2 instances and any software installed on these instances. Okay, so you want to run a questionnaire application for only 1 day, all right, without interruption. Which Amazon EC2 purchase option should you use? So you should use on-demand instances, dedicated instance, reserved instance, and spot instance are not suitable for this option. Okay, the reason is that reserved instances are not appropriate in this case because the shortest reservation length is 1 year for here and you want it for just 1 day. Okay, spot instances is again not a correct option because the application must run without interruption. So in the spot instances there are chances of some interruption, right? Dedicated instances is again incorrect option because you require your instance to be physically isolated at the host hardware or level from instances that belong to other AWS account. See now, the principle designed for failure and nothing will fail. Okay, so which of the following would you help adhere to principle? Okay, so this is the keyword basically for this question, designed for failure and nothing will fail. So you will use over here two options, that is availability zone and elastic load balancing. So multi-factor authentication is will use for your zero trust. As we all know, like multi-factor authentication, you will get some text messages in your mobile is in the form of SMS or email verification. You'll get some code, so that is used for that. Penetration testing, again it is also incorrect. Vertical scaling is incorrect over here. So we are not asking for scalability over here. It is like we are asking for failure. So when you hear the term this failure, so in that case you need to only remember this availability zone must be the correct option over here, and the other is elastic load balancing. So ELB over here will be helpful, elastic, because it will distribute again. So this will help to prevent from the failure. Okay. So vertical scaling is incorrect because system is constrained to running its processes on only one computer. That's why. Penetration testing is a network or web application to find security vulnerabilities that an attacker could exploit. So penetration testing is much more related to security, not for the fault tolerance. Okay. A company has decided to migrate its Oracle database to AWS. Which AWS service can help achieve this without negatively impacting the functionality of the source database? So you need to identify, right, to achieve without negatively impacting the functionality. So you will use over here AWS database migration service. So other option like OopsWorks, application discovery service, AWS server migration service, these are incorrect because OopsWorks is a configuration management service that provides managed instance of Chef and Puppet, which I have already explained this to you in previous question. AWS server migration service is again not correct option. It is incorrect because it is used to migrate your on-prem workloads to AWS. Now, AWS Application Discovery Service, it is also incorrect because it helps enterprise customers plan migration projects by gathering information about their on-prem data centers. All right. Next question. A startup company is operating on limited funds and is extremely concerned about cost overruns. Which of the below options can be used to notify the company when their monthly? All right. So you need to just use the service which can notify the company when their monthly AWS bill exceeds 2000. So in that case, AWS budget and CloudWatch will be the helpful. So you can see the options. CloudTrail will not help over here. Connect service will not help. Correct option is AWS budget and set up a CloudWatch. Okay, so it's a simple again. SES is a simple email service again, so it will not be used in this case. So why so, we'll read the description over here. So the other options which are incorrect is configure the Amazon Connect service. So Amazon Connect is a self-service cloud-based contact center service that makes it easy for any business to deliver better customer service at lower cost. Okay, so for a lower cost you will use the Amazon Connect, and Amazon Connect cannot be used to send billing notifications, so it will not use for your billing notification. Okay, so configure the Amazon simple email service to send billing alerts to their email address on a daily basis. Okay, so this is again the wrong because SES is a cloud-based email sending service designed to help digital marketers and application developers send marketing notification and transactional emails. So Amazon SES cannot to be used to send billing alerts. Okay, then configure AWS Cloud Trail to automatically delete all AWS resources when the threshold. So this is again we don't need like we don't want it to get deleted all AWS resources, right? So this is not relevant at all. Next question, an organization has a large number of technical employees who operate their AWS cloud infrastructure. What does AWS provide to help organize them into teams and then assign the appropriate permission for each team? So in that case, you will use the IAM user groups. Remember, the question is saying what does AWS provide to help organize them into teams and then assign. So it is the question itself is saying about the group or team. So over here, the correct option will be IAM user groups, not the IAM users or not the IAM roles. Okay. So you over here you can read the description about IAM role, IAM users, and organization, AWS organization. Okay. All right, coming to the next question. What do you gain from setting up consolidated billing for 5 different AWS accounts? So you will get a volume discount. Okay, so huge volume discount. Each AWS account get volume discounts. So the other options are incorrect because the consolidated billing feature is just for organizational purpose. So it's not like that. Each AWS account get 5 times the free tier services capacity. This is also wrong. So how it works, you can read this. So please pause the video and read this once. And the last option was AWS service cost will be reduced to half the original price. So they are not here to do social service. So they are not gonna do like this. They will just give you some volume discount, and it is not like that. So every organization will take like this only. So you will get this in half original price. So this is not possible at all. Okay, which of the following is an example of horizontal scaling in AWS cloud? So simple, you should be clear about vertical scaling and horizontal scaling. So over here it is asking about horizontal scaling. So it means like to increase, so what you will use same size EC2 instance of same size to handle an increase in traffic. Okay, so uh, increasing the compute capacity, this is not the correct option. Add more RAM capacity to EC2 instance. You need to instance this like increase the same instance EC2 instance, right, to handle this, to handle horizontal scaling. So rest other options are incorrect in this case. Okay, so learn this about horizontal scaling. So take place through an increase in number of resources. Scaling vertically takes up through an increase in specification of an individual resource. Okay, so over here provisioning a faster CPU, adding more memories, this will be the part of your vertical scaling. Okay, coming to the next question. A company has moved to AWS recently. Which of the following AWS services will ensure that they have the proper security settings? So in that case, to ensure, they will use the AWS Trust Advisor and Amazon Inspector. So Trust Advisor offers a rich set of best practices, checks, and recommendations across 5 categories: cost optimization, security, fault tolerance, performance, and service limits. Okay, like like your customized cloud security experts, AWS Trust Advisor analyzes your AWS environment and provides security recommendations. Now, the other options which are incorrect is Amazon SNS. So SNS is basically a pub-sub messaging service that enables you to decouple microservices. Okay, Concierge support team is incorrect. Concierge support team is a specialized offering available only to customers having an enterprise on RAM support subscription. Okay, so the Concierge team assists customers with the billing and account inquiries. Okay. Amazon CloudWatch is again incorrect because the CloudWatch is used to monitor the utilization of AWS resources and services. So now to the next question. You have deployed your application on multiple Amazon EC2 instance. Your customer complained that sometimes they can't reach your application, which AWS service allows you to monitor the performance of your EC2 instances. So see, already I have told you like service which allows you to monitor. So in that case, it should directly trigger you CloudWatch. Okay. So config, it is not related to monitoring the performance. CloudTrail is again not related to that. Lambda is also incorrect. So ultimately the correct option is AWS CloudWatch. Okay. So why CloudTrail is incorrect? Because it is a service that can be used to monitor all the user interaction with the AWS environment. Lambda is a serverless compute service. So the question is something different, and option AWS Lambda is totally not in the picture itself. Okay, so don't worry about that. AWS config, it is incorrect because config is a fully managed service that provides you with an AWS resource inventory, configuration history, and configuration change notification to enable security and governance. Next question. Which of the following are example of AWS managed services where AWS is responsible for the operational and maintenance burden of running the services? So you need to identify which are the two correct. So in this case, Amazon DynamoDB and Amazon Elastic MapReduce are the correct option. Why not VPC? So VPC is again like your virtual private cloud lets you provision a logically isolated section of the AWS cloud where you can launch AWS resources in a virtual network that you define. So other options, you can pause and read this all. IAM, why it is not correct? So because it enables you to manage access to AWS services and resources securely. Elastic Compute Cloud ECC, so it is also again the incorrect because the Amazon Elastic Compute EC2 is a service that gives you complete control over your compute resources apart from patching the underlying host. Okay, so the correct option over here is DynamoDB and Elastic MapReduce. So you can read about the DynamoDB and other managed services like over here, what are the benefits of that. So just pause and read this once. Hopefully you can see this properly. So yes, we'll move to the next question now. Select two examples of AWS shared control. So simple patch management and configuration management are the two examples of AWS shared controls. So over here, patch management is responsible for patching the underlying host and fixing flaws within the infrastructure, but customers are responsible for patching their guest OS and applications. So customer will be always responsible for the patching of OS and application. Okay, so the next over here is awareness and training. So AWS trains AWS employees, but a customer must train their own employees. Okay, so next question is company is planning to host an educational website on AWS. Their video courses will be streamed all around the world. Which of the following AWS services will help achieve high transfer speed? So to achieve high transfer speed, you must use CloudFront because it is a fastest or fast content delivery network. So over here in the question, they are asking about video courses will be streamed all around the world. So SNS will not be suitable, as you can read over here about SNS. So it is a simple notification service, and we are talking about video streaming. Kinesis video streams enables you to securely stream video from connected devices, IoT devices, to AWS for analytics, machine learning, playback, and other processing. Kinesis video streams automatically provision and elastically scales all the infrastructure needed to ingest streaming video data from millions of devices. Okay. It durably stores, encrypts, and indexes video data in your streams. Next question, as a part of enterprise support plan, who is primary point of contact? So TAM is the primary point of contact over here. Okay. So please pause and read the other incorrect options as well. So IAM, it is about the access management. Consulting partner, it is not the part of the support first of all. Infrastructure event management, IAM engineer, this is also incorrect because the IAM is structured program available to enterprise support customers. Remember, this is for the enterprise support customers and business support customers for an additional fee. that helps you plan for large scale events. Which of the below is the best practice when designing a solution on AWS? So automate wherever possible to make architectural experimentation easier. Okay. Next question. Which S3 storage class is best for data with unpredictable access pattern? So you need to identify which S3 storage class is best for this. Okay. For the unpredictable. So over here, intelligent tiering will be the correct option for the unpredictable access patterns. Okay. So the S3 intelligent tiering storage class is designed to optimize cost by automatically moving data to most cost-effective access tier without performance impact or operational overhead. It works by storing objects in two access tiers, one tier that is optimized for frequent access and another lower cost tier that is optimized for infrequent access for a small monthly monitoring and automation fee per object. The other options are incorrect over here because Amazon S3 standard is incorrect. Standard S3 standard offers high durability, availability, and performance object storage for frequently accessed data. Amazon S3 standard infrequent access is incorrect. So S3 standard infrequent access S3 standard IA is for data that is accessed less frequently but requires rapid access when needed. So Glacier flexible retrieval. So this is again the wrong because it is a low cost storage class for archive data that is accessed 1-2 times per year. Next question: which of the following options are related to the reliability of AWS? Okay. So options that are related to reliability of AWS, automatically provisioning new resources to meet demand is the first correct option. Second is ability to recover quickly from failure is the second correct option. Other all AWS services are considered global service and this design help customers of their international users. So this is wrong. So we'll see why that are wrong. So applying the principle of least privileges to so this is wrong. So least privileges is a security concept related to access management. Providing compensation to customer if issues occur. This is again wrong. AWS generally does not provide compensation to customer if issues occur and doing so has nothing to do with reliability. All AWS services are considered global services, and this design helps customers have their international users are incorrect option because AWS services are either global, regional, or specific to an availability zone. Among all the services that AWS offers, only a few of them are considered global services. Okay. So example of AWS global service include Amazon CloudFront, Shield, Identity, Access Management, and Route 53. Next question. What does AWS provide to deploy popular technologies such as IBM MQ on AWS with the least amount of effort and time? Okay. So, what does AWS provide to deploy popular technologies? So, AWS Quick Start Reference Deployment. Okay. So, this can be used over here. So, AWS Start Reference Deployment outline the architectures for popular enterprise solution on AWS and provide AWS CloudFormation template to automate their deployment. Each quick start launches, configures and runs the AWS compute, network storage and other services required to deploy a specific workload on AWS. Other incorrect options you might see over here, oops work. So this is again Puppet, Chef and Puppet. Okay. Amazon CloudWatch, this is also incorrect because mainly used to monitor. I have already told you that. Aurora is a database service, so this doesn't meet the requirement. Next question. A Japanese company hosts their application on Amazon EC2 instances in the Tokyo region. The company has opened new branches in the United States and the US users are complaining of high latency. What can the company do to reduce the latency for the users in the US while minimizing the cost? So what you can do, deploy in the same region, like deploying new Amazon EC2 instances in a region located in the US. Okay. Other options, applying the Amazon Connect latency based routing policy. So policy will not help to reduce your high latency. Registering a new US domain. No one wants you to register a new domain. They just require you to deploy in one or more instance in the region. Okay, so that they can get prevented from the high latency. All right. So building a new data center, this is again irrelevant. So which services provides object level storage in AWS? So obviously Amazon S3. So Amazon S3 is the same object level storage built to store and retrieve any amount of data from anywhere, websites and mobile apps, corporate applications, and data from IoT sensors or devices. It is designed to deliver 99.9999999% durability and stores data for millions of applications used by market leaders in every industry. Other options are incorrect because EFS, it's a file level storage technology that provides massively parallel shared access to thousands of Amazon EC2 instances, enabling your application to achieve high level of aggregate throughput and IOPs with consistently low latencies. EBS, block level storage, again Amazon Instant Store is incorrect block. So it's a store. Instant Store provide temporary block level storage for your Amazon instances. Instant Store is ideal for temporary storage of information that changes frequently, such as buffer, caches, scratch data, and other temporary data. Last question, and then the pending question we'll see in the next video. So over here in the last question, so what is the AWS service that provides a virtual network dedicated to your AWS account? Okay, so you want to know about the AWS service that provides a virtual network dedicated to your AWS account. So Amazon VPC is the one and only one option, no confusion, right? Because dedicated hosts, subnets, VPNs are not related to virtual network dedication to your specific AWS account. So dedicated host is a physical server with EC2 instance capacity fully dedicated to your use. Dedicated host can save your money by enabling you to leverage your existing server bound software license investment. Okay, so this makes it easier to ensure you deploy your instances in a way that meets your compliance and regulatory requirements. Okay, so dedicated host also gives you more flexibility, visibility, and control over the placement. Okay, all right. So AWS VPN is incorrect again because site-to-site VPN and AWS client VPN. Site-to-site VPN enables you to secure connect your on-prem network or branch office site to AWS. All right. Subnet is the range of the IP address within a VPC. So guys, we have covered till now 32 questions and total number of questions are 65. So that will be covered in the next video. That is part 2. So I would like to request you to please like this video, subscribe the channel if you haven't done yet. So we'll see you in the next video. Till that time, take care. Thank you and bye bye.